Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and we have another breakdown for you today. It's going to be on Jamie Newman, the quarterback transfer from Wake Forest to Georgia. I'm super excited to do this breakdown just because Jamie Newman, I think, adds a lot to the offense of Georgia, and having such a strong arm. He's obviously a really good runner as well. We're going to go more into the passing side here in the breakdown, but him being a big body, 6'4", 230 pounds, I think is going to add a lot of uniqueness to the Georgia offense, and will really be an interesting thing to watch in the SEC to see how he's able to respond to those defenses in comparison to the ACC that he was in last year. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop into the video. As always, if you like the information, go ahead and click the thumbs up button below. That really helps us out a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any recommendations for us, go ahead and leave those in the comments below, and we'll get to those as fast as we can. We'll hop right into it now. Okay, so as I said, Jamie Newman has a really strong arm, and one of the things that stands out when you're watching his highlight tape is he's able to really complete a lot of deep passes. He's definitely more of a down the field type of guy, and I think by him being able to run the ball, that really opens up the possibilities for him to be able to, do more deep passing in his overall arsenal. You can see here he does a great job being able to push off the back leg, uses a lot of his levers in being able to generate a lot of force. Very snappy arm release. You can see once he gets here and once he gets going, that arm really has a nice snap to it as he releases, and he does a great job with that front arm and being able to drive that arm back during the throw. And I think that's one of the big reasons that he's able to, generate a lot of force and also be really accurate on those deep balls. The more that I've been researching into the deep balls, it seems like being able to really have a lot of strength and accuracy within like your wrist flick ends up being an important part of being able to throw the ball further, as well as being able to have good control of that front arm and making sure that it's not pulling you off to the side or making it so your body does anything that could impact where the elbow trajectory is. And so by keeping that front arm in and really generating a lot of rotation there as he comes through, I think helps him out a lot in being able to throw the deep ball really well. He also seems like he does a great job of being able to generate a lot of force off that back leg. You can see how he loads into that back leg and then really drives there and gets full extension. That's something that I've been working on a lot with my individual throw, and also with quarterbacks that sitting in their breakdowns is talking about being able to really drive off that back leg to allow yourself to be able to really get a lot of momentum going forward in both the sagittal plane going forward, as well as being able to get rotation and working that transverse plane as well. So really, as a quarterback, you got to be able to create that sagittal force as well as that transverse force in order to have the most effectiveness in the throw. And I just did a breakdown on Josh Allen, and one of the things that was unique to him, at least in my opinion, was how he was able to keep the ball so far down as he was able to drive that elbow through, so essentially get a lot of external rotation within that arm. But we can see Jamie Newman's also able to do that as well. Has a lot of range of motion within the shoulder, which is going to be very beneficial for him as he continues to play for years to come. Really having as much health in the shoulder as possible is super important. Notice here, I see this mistake a lot with guys where they'll go and they'll just keep that front foot off the ground for way too long, especially on the deeper throws. Make sure you're getting that front foot down, because then you could really push off that back leg and drive your weight forward. If you keep that front foot off the ground, it takes away some of the force that you're going to be able to generate, right? So if you're trying to push off your back leg, but your front leg is not in the ground, then you're not able to generate as much overall power going forward. That foot is on the ground. Now you could really push off and be able to generate a lot more force, especially if you're pushing into the ground with that front leg. So as your weight is transferring forward, especially on those deep balls, make sure you're pressing down into the ground with that front leg. Help activate the core and make sure that you're able to generate a lot of force through the hips and through the spine by pushing down through that front leg. All right, that's a very important part of being able to throw the ball with a lot of velocity and a lot of force, is being able to maintain that downward type of force within that front leg and be very stable in that front leg. I see a lot of guys that as their weight is transferring forward, I even do this a little bit in my throw sometimes, where my front foot will start being moving around a little bit or being a little bit unstable, and when I do that, and then I get a lot less power on the throws. So the throws that I have a lot better snap to and feel a lot more velocity in are the ones that I have a lot more stability within that front leg, and more specifically that front foot, front ankle as I'm transferring my weight forward. Again, look at how snappy that wrist is coming through. He does a great job pulling that front elbow through, and as he pulls that front elbow through, is really able to snap the arm through kind of simultaneously there, which I think is going to be super interesting to see if he's going to be able to pick defenses apart in the SEC like he did in the ACC. You know, here you could see, I mean, I think this was against Elon, which I don't think they're an ACC team, or they're not an ACC team, but you know, still being able to throw the ball so effortlessly down the field, and that's what stood out when you're watching his highlight film. It's just, you know, deep ball after deep ball. Look at how straight his spine is as he's coming through. He's a little bit late on this throw, but notice how upright he is as he's coming forward. Then also notice how well he pushes off that back leg, drives through that back leg, and is very stable within that front foot as he, you know, shifts his weight forward, and that, I think, is a big part of why he has so much success as a passer, and you know, is able to generate a lot of force in his overall throw. So as always, guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope this helps you out in being able to understand, you know, what Jamie Newman is going to be able to add to that Georgia offense. I mean, obviously we couldn't go too much in the running side, but if you check out his highlight tape, you can see, you know, 6'4", 230 pounds. He's a guy that could definitely be a threat on the ground as well. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching the videos. If you want to check out some of our programs and, you know, breakdown offers that we have down below, go ahead and check those out. And as always, thanks for watching the video, and we'll talk to you soon.